A hacker's explosive revelations have pulled back the curtain on Gypsy Rose Blanchard's latest move, manipulating Ryan Anderson into signing an NDA. Messages leaked from her hacked account revealing how she orchestrated a secret holiday meeting under the guise of closure, only to secure Ryan's silence about details that could disrupt her carefully curated narrative. But now, it seems her strategy is backfiring. With every leak, questions arise about what she's hiding and why Ryan, once so vocal, has disappeared from the conversation. This story dives into the manipulation, the linked messages, and the consequences that may prove too much for even Gypsy to control. It all began when a hacker infiltrated Gypsy's TikTok account, a platform where she had garnered 9.8 million followers. Initially, the hacker's antics seemed like typically trolling, posting nonsense and attempting to sell the account.
And I just finished a video talking about the hacker who supposedly hacked Gypsy Rose. Now, here's the thing. I am blocked by Gypsy Rose, so I thought that he was posting these on Gypsy's actual account. Now, I have heard that he supposedly went live from her account. I don't know. But here's the thing. He's now posting it to a backup account called Rusty Wrist Hacker. And apparently, Nina was able to track him down because he gave others his email address and she found an Instagram, and it leads to a lot of information that a hacker would never have out there. So I don't know what's going on. I personally, I don't know. I'm gonna call bullshit right now, I think, on it. I don't think it's true. It's probably another publicity stunt. It just seems weird to me that they would not have contacted TikTok already and got this under control. I don't know, it just seems really, really strange and a little bit too convenient with what's been going on with her accounts.
But things took a serious turn when the hacker started releasing private messages between Gypsy and Ryan Anderson. The content of these messages wasn't just juicy, it was explosive. In one message, Ryan reached out to Gypsy with a heartfelt tone. "You look so good as a brunette. Miss your face? You know I do. You still have my heart." This was Ryan shooting his shot, a bold attempt to reconnect with Gypsy. At the time, rumors about her troubled relationship with Ken were swirling, and it seemed like Ryan saw this as a chance to step back into her life. The tone of his message revealed a longing for connection, an emotional vulnerability that stood out, aimed to the chaos surrounding Gypsy's personal life.
This is the newest screenshot released by the person who took over Gypsy Rose Blanchard's TikTok account. This is allegedly messages between Ryan Anderson and Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So they scribbled out the top message, but Ryan said, "I know, baby, just relax, it'll be okay. You can just delete social media. Get the money off and delete it, and we can forget about it." Allegedly, Gypsy said, "I'm still in contact with one of my ex-prison mates. Basically, it got out, and now my PO is on me about it. I can't keep doing this internet thing. It's just stressing me out. I don't want to go back to prison. Everyone is figuring out everything about my mom. The photos was leaked. If they find out I'm the one who unalived her, I'm gone for good, Ryan." And then Ryan replied, "You know I won't let that happen, sweetheart. We can move away, far away. Maybe to another country, question mark." And then the last message from allegedly Gypsy is blocked out. So do you guys think that this is real? Because it seems some people are now starting to question if this whole situation with Gypsy's account being hacked is a setup. People are wondering why Gypsy's friend Bree, who typically comes on to TikTok to defend her, hasn't been on live talking about this, why Gypsy hasn't been in the hacker's live streams that he's been doing all day, how she hasn't gotten her account back yet, and she hasn't really attempted to debunk any of the messages that are being released. And this is one that, if it were real, I would be especially concerned about.
However, what unfolded next was unexpected. Gypsy took matters into her own hands and linked Ryan's messages herself. On the surface, this seemed like an odd move. Why would she expose a private conversation? What could she gain from airing out this interaction for the public to dissent? These questions swirled as people analyzed the situation, but Gypsy didn't reveal anything. Crucially, she withheld her own replies, leaving the public to speculate about her true motives. By linking Ryan's messages without context, Gypsy controlled the narrative. She shifted the public perception in her favor, casting herself as the one being pursued while keeping her intentions hidden. This strategic silence on her part raised eyebrows, and many began to wonder if there was more to the story than met the eye. Was this link a form of emotional retaliation against Ryan, or was it part of a larger pattern? As more messages surfaced, one stood out. In this one, Gypsy proposed a meeting. "I've had many months to reflect on the ways things happened. Would you be open to having a sit-down face-to-face with me? We can go to a coffee shop or something away from the chaos. I assure you, my intentions are honorable. This message added another layer to the unfolding drama. Gypsy's tone was markedly different from Ryan's earlier messages.
Now, if you remember, we already saw the top half of this message after Gypsy sent it to her friend Bree on this app and allowed her to share them. However, we did not see this new message, and the person who took over her account is from a different country, and the dates are going to be a little different here. But Gypsy messaged Ryan and said, "Hello, Ryan. I was wondering after court on Monday, would you be open to having a sit-down face-to-face with me? There are some things I would like to say in person. We can go to a coffee shop or something away from the chaos. I can assure you my intentions are honorable. I have had many months to reflect on the way things happened, and I would understand if you would say no, but I wanted to make the first move towards true healing." As we know, Gypsy recently had a divorce court hearing, so I'm assuming that this was around the same time, and we learned that Ryan actually didn't go to the court hearing, so who knows if they actually had this face-to-face meeting or not.
While Ryan's words were tinged with emotion and longing, Gypsy's message was calculated, almost diplomatic. Her choice of words away from the chaos and intentions are honorable painted a picture of someone seeking closure. But was this really about closure? Or was it, as some critics argue, part of a calculated strategy to manipulate Ryan? The timing of these messages is key. At this point, Gypsy's relationship with Ken seemed to be on the rocks. Public appearances of the couple had dwindled, and the whispers of a potential breakup were growing louder by the day. Into this environment came the hacker's revelations, which shed a light on Ryan Anderson's private attempts to reconnect with Gypsy. By linking Ryan's messages, Gypsy shifted the narrative in a way that placed the spotlight squarely on Ryan, making him appear emotionally vulnerable, possibly even desperate. Meanwhile, her decision to withhold her own replies added another layer of intrigue, painting her as a calculated and firmly in control of the situation. This strategic move by Gypsy raised numerous questions. Critics argue that the act of linking Ryan's messages wasn't about transparency or closure, but a means of silencing him. Ryan, after all, has a history of being outspoken. He has often exposed private details and secrets about Gypsy and her inner circle, including her relationship with Ken and even her stepmother, Christy Blanchard. Meeting Ryan in person could have been Gypsy's way of ensuring that he wouldn't publicly reveal damaging information that might disrupt her carefully curated image. Adding fuel to the speculation, the hacker claimed that Gypsy spent an extended period, 4 to 5 days, at Ryan's house during the festive season. If true, this would confirm that proposed meeting only happened but evolved into something far more significant than a simple coffee shop chat. A meeting of this length, coincided with the absence of Ken, raises critical questions about its purpose and implications.
Allegedly, Gypsy Rose was in Lake Charles up until last night. Y'all, so that means she was with Ryan up until last night, allegedly. That makes a lot of sense because Ryan's been MIA. I got this through a source, and I want to say I believe it. We're going to have to see what's happening, but honestly, it makes a lot of sense. Ryan has been completely MIA. He hasn't said anything since the divorce. And she was in cutoff, allegedly, up until last night. Now, I do know that Gypsy, I don't think she has posted anything today, but Ken allegedly posted in cutoff for the holidays. Now, I do think that Gypsy has control over his Instagram page. I don't think that's him posting. I don't. But her being in Lake Charles, yeah. And I found out that when she transferred from Lake Charles to Cutoff, they were practically throwing the paperwork at Cutoff because they were tired of dealing with her. Child, Ryan, ain't no way you this silly. I don't get it. Does she have kryptonite? Tell us what we don't know. Or is this the first person you ever been with? Because something just ain't right. Something's not right, Ryan. I'm gonna need you to explain to me why you can't let this girl go.
Did Gypsy use this time to emotionally manipulate Ryan into compliance, appealing to any lingering affection he might still harbor? Or perhaps was there a deeper dynamic at play, one that hints at a possible rekindling of their old connection? The face-to-face meeting paired with the linked messages stands a pivotal moment in this unfolding saga. It has left observers and critics alike grappling with the same essential question. Was this an honest attempt at reconciliation, or was it a calculated move to tighten her control over Ryan, ensuring he remained silent about the parts of their story she would rather keep hidden? The truth, as always in Gypsy's complex narrative, remains murky and open to interpretation. Nina, a known commenter on Gypsy's life, added fuel to the fire by confirming that Gypsy had been at Ryan's house over the holidays. This wasn't just a quick visit. It spanned several days, marking a significant period where the two were reportedly together. Importantly, during this time, Ken was notably absent from any public mentions or sight, further solidifying rumors of a breakup between Gypsy and Ken.
You all know Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a liar, right? I posted Gypsy Rose Blanchard allegedly was with Ryan Anderson over the last week, and she came home on Christmas Eve. Keep in mind, I did say this is alleged. But anyway, I had to do my little investigative work because Christy posted this. So Christy posted this, but where's Ken's legs? Also posted this, and I want you guys to look very carefully around Gypsy Rose's hair, like above the top of it. I don't know, something looks odd. But I was like, this is possible because she allegedly left Lake Charles on Christmas Eve. Now, the source that I got this from isn't a source that I have used before, but a lot of the things that they said to me gave merit. But again, that's why I was very specific in saying it was alleged. But then someone messaged me this. Actually, not someone messaged me. One of my mods sent me this. And I feel like this says a lot that she was with Ryan. I want you guys to look at Ryan Anderson's headboard. And I'm sure a lot of you know that wood headboards are not as common as any other headboards. And Gypsy has a fabric headboard, and Ken has a headboard that is white. And so I asked myself, do we have any pictures or anything like that with Gypsy using this same headboard when she was with Ryan? And I found something. Here you go. Now, we initially thought that this was a hotel, possibly, when she first did this accountability video. No, this was Ryan's bed, because that's the same headboard that he has. Okay, so I want you to look at this headboard. She has the pillow propped up, but you can see that slight indent on that bed, right? This looks like Ryan's headboard. But what really gave it away for me is, every time Ryan Anderson is on live, he brags about those LED lights that he has that changes colors, and Gypsy always loved them. Why is that light like that behind the bed? Now, we know Ken's headboard is black and Gypsy's is a fabric. Then whose is this? Now, this was her FaceTiming her sister on her sister's graduation, which was last week. This is the giveaway to me, y'all. So even if Ken was there in the bayou, which I'm still not even sure because we know Christy is just as manipulative as Gypsy is. And I don't think that Ken actually has control over his actual IG page.
Observers couldn't help but speculate about what might have transpired during those 4 to 5 days. Did Gypsy use this extended time to reconnect with Ryan on a deeper level, possibly rekindling old feelings? Or was this reunion purely strategic, a calculated effort to ensure Ryan's silence about information that could be damaging to her? Critics point out that Gypsy has a pattern of seeking out individuals from her past when she's in crisis, often using charm and emotional leverage to sway them to her side. The lack of public statements from Ryan during and after this period adds a mysterious undertone to the entire episode. Historically, Ryan has been outspoken, often sharing his opinions and reactions to Gypsy's life events, from her relationship with Ken to broader controversies. Yet now, his uncharacteristic silence is a glaring anomaly for someone so vocal in the past. His decision to refrain from commenting has left many questioning whether he's been silenced by external pressures, personal decisions, or an emotional entanglement that's left him conflicted. Moreover, Nina's confirmation of Gypsy's stay with Ryan lends credibility to the theory that this was more than just a casual visit. The timing of the stay, coinciding with the holiday festives and a period of apparent estrangement from Ken, suggests that this reunion was planned rather than incidental. It's unclear whether Ryan welcomed Gypsy's presence willingly or out of a sense of obligation, but the implications of their time together have certainly raised eyebrows. This prolonged stay raises critical questions. Was this an attempt by Gypsy to rekindle her relationship with Ryan, or was it a calculated move to manipulate and disarm him? Given Ryan's history of exposing Gypsy's secrets, this prolonged stay raises critical questions. Was this an attempt by Gypsy to rekindle her relationship with Ryan, or was it a calculated move to manipulate and disarm him? Given Ryan's history of exposing Gypsy's secrets, this could have been a preemptive measure to ensure his cooperation. Or perhaps their time together was more complex than either scenario, blending old emotions with new dynamic. Whatever the case, the festive stay is now a pivotal piece in this unfolding saga, leaving the public eager for answers to a growing list of mysteries. To understand why Ryan's silence is significant, we need to look at his history. Ryan has never been one to shy away from speaking his mind. He's called out Gypsy, Ken, and even Gypsy's stepmother, Christy Blanchard, on multiple occasions. His social media accounts were filled with live sessions and posts where he openly discussed his experiences and opinions. Yet now, as Gypsy's life takes another dramatic turn, Ryan has gone quiet. He hasn't posted on TikTok. He hasn't commented on the linked messages. He hasn't even hinted at the side of the story. For someone who has always been vocal, this silence is deafening. There are several theories about why Ryan is staying quiet, and each adds a layer of intrigue to this already complex narrative. Ryan's silence, especially given his historically outspoken nature, raises many questions about what might be influencing his current behavior. 1. Manipulation. One prevailing theory is that Gypsy used their festive reunion as an opportunity to emotionally manipulate Ryan into staying silent. Critics argue that Gypsy has a history of leveraging personal connections to gain the upper hand in precarious situations. During their time together, she may have appealed to Ryan's lingering affection or relied on their shared history to secure his compliance. This theory aligns with Gypsy's established pattern of using charm and emotional vulnerability as tools of control, effectively disarming Ryan and making him less likely to speak out against her. Additionally, the linked messages suggest a calculated approach on Gypsy's part. Her proposal for a face-to-face meeting, framed as a step toward healing, could have been a pretext for deeper manipulation. Once they were in close proximity, she may have reinforced emotional ties that left Ryan conflicted, ensuring his silence as she navigates the fallout from the hacker's revelations. Another compelling possibility is that Ryan signed a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, potentially as part of an agreement during their meeting. NDAs are common in situations where sensitive information is at risk of being disclosed, especially when public figures are involved. If Gypsy orchestrated such an agreement, it would effectively bind Ryan from sharing his side of the story or exposing any further details about their interactions. The timing of this potential NDA is significant. If it was signed during or shortly after their festive reunion, it could explain why Ryan, who has historically been unrestrained in airing grievances, has remained uncharacteristically quiet in the wake of the linked messages. This theory implies a level of strategic planning on Gypsy's part, showcasing her ability to mitigate threats to her narrative by legal means. Ryan's silence could also stem from fear not of legal consequences but of personal retaliation. Gypsy has demonstrated a keen ability to control public narratives and discredit those who oppose her. Ryan may worry that speaking out could invite further manipulation or public backlash orchestrated by Gypsy or her supporters. The hacker's involvement adds another layer of complexity. If Ryan fears being drawn into the ongoing controversy surrounding the linked messages, he may opt for silence as a means of self-preservation. This fear of becoming collateral damage in Gypsy's drama could be a powerful motivator for him to stay out of the spotlight. Finally, it's possible that Ryan still harbors genuine feelings for Gypsy and his silence reflects a desire to protect her rather than expose her. Despite their complicated past, Ryan's emotional vulnerability in his initial messages to Gypsy suggests that he may still care deeply for her. This lingering affection could make him reluctant to speak out, even if doing so might vindicate him in the eyes of the public. As this story unfolds, there are still many unanswered questions. What truly happened during Gypsy's festive stay at Ryan's house? Will Ryan eventually break his silence and share his side of the story? How will these revelations impact Gypsy's public image and her relationships moving forward? One thing is certain, this is far from over. The drama surrounding Gypsy Rose Blanchard continues to captivate and confound, leaving us all wondering what's next in this tangled web of secrets, manipulation, and silence.